Hello people on the YouTubes and welcome to episode 2 of my daily Division tips videos. Now this episode is going to be themed on combat and around combat, how you can win gunfights and what you should be doing when in a combat situation. So the first and most important tip I can give you guys is use cover to the best of your advantage. This isn't Call of Duty, it's not run around. If you run in the open, you're going to get absolutely wrecked by someone in cover. The key is to move from cover to cover and try and always stay out of your opponent's crosshairs using this. The key I found is to play passively, so especially in the dark zone, try and sit behind cover where there's a lot of space in between you and your enemy. So what they need to do is they need to close that space, which means they're going to be running from cover to cover or in the open. And when they pop out from cover to move to another or run close to, that's when you pop out, you spray them while they're in the open, and that's the easiest time to get bullets on them and take a significant chunk of health off. You don't want to be the one caught running towards them in cover or running in the open, because that's when you're going to get destroyed and they'll empty a clip into you and you will lose all your health. And keeping your health high and preserving medkits is possibly one of the most important things in the Division. And that links to my next tip, which is again, be patient. Don't expect to shoot a few bullets into someone and have them go down, especially against a real player in the dark zone. These are likely to have multiple medkits and other healing methods, so one clip isn't going to kill them. The key here is to slowly chip away from them. Try and get your bullets on them without getting hit. Few bullets at a time can take a significant chunk of health off and then they'll heal, but if you keep going they'll suddenly stop healing. This is when you know they're out of their medkits and healing supplies. Now you can go in for the kill, all guns blazing, and finish them off. It's been really useful for me in the dark zone, rather than chasing them and then realising, oh crap, they've got 3 medkits they can use and I've just lost most of my health. Probably the second most important tip I can give is go for the headshots. These are vital. There's a massive damage boost by getting them, especially with weapons like the marksman rifle. My personal marksman rifle, which isn't even that good, does a 116% damage increase from a headshot. So instead of doing, let's say its base damage is 1000 damage, it now does well over 2200-ish, which is essentially more than double. That means you can drop enemies in 2 to 3 shots with that rifle. Now a better rifle, you imagine having a 5k damage, all of a sudden that's now 10k. That's a huge increase and can really just shred enemies. The next tip for combat is to roll, which on Xbox One is double tapping A. This can allow you to quickly roll out of grenade range, which is really useful because they can take a lot of damage off you, and also dodge enemy fire when going to cover. So instead of just sprinting from cover to cover, rolling makes you much harder to hit. It's really hard to track someone and get a lot of bullets on while they're rolling, especially as you can unpredictably change direction very quickly doing it. Another really important tip is use your boosts you have. So many people don't actually know this, but if you press right on the D-pad on Xbox, a mini menu comes up like the emote menu with various items you can use. So here they are. Canned food boosts healing by 40%, an energy bar removes status effects such as disorientation and being suppressed, water adds a 20% damage bonus to elite enemies, soda reduces your skill cooldown by 30%, and there are also bullets such as incendiary and explosive rounds. So incendiary, I'm struggling to pronounce that word, lights your target on fire, which does, decent damage, but the real bonus about this is it means they can't stay in cover. So they're literally just helpless out in the open while they're on fire, and that's when you load the rest of your bullets on and really get your damage. And obviously explosive rounds, which cause explosive damage and can damage a large area, which is very useful. All these boosts are really good in combat situations, and I believe the incendiary rounds, of course it would be those rounds because I can't pronounce them, are probably the best to use out of all these, so try and get as many of them as you can. The final tip is to use your abilities. These are absolute game changers. The medical station you're seeing here heals you and nearby enemies, meaning you can save your medkits just by using this ability, and your whole group at the same time. So whack one of these down and it will slowly regenerate your health. Now that is so useful, because medkits are like panic heals. These you can sit behind cover, heal all your groups, so your whole group can save your medkits. Now this is also useful because putting more than one down also increases your healing speed. Meaning a group of 4 of you, like you imagine having 4 of these down at a time, you've got to heal quicker than people can deal damage to you. so it's really useful. Now that upgrade is unlocked by upgrading your medical centre. Another example of a great ability is in the tech wing, and it's called Tactical Link. This provides a massive damage buff of 50% to you and all nearby allies, and a 20% critical hit buff. Stack this with a marksman rifle and incendiary bullets, and my god, you will absolutely destroy enemies. So you imagine you've got your damage buff of 50%, critical hit 70%, that's 70%, and then add it to your marksman rifle, which is another 120+%. You're already doing like literally 3 times the damage of a normal bullet. Now that is absolutely insane, and these are the boosts you need to stack. So instead of just spraying with an M4, you can just absolutely wreck this with a marksman rifle, couple of bullets, see you later mate, game over. Now a quick little bonus tip as well, burst fire with guns like the M4 that have a lot of recoil, because instead of just spraying 30 rounds, hitting 10, it's kind of pointless. If you can hit about 20 bullets out of the 30, that's a lot more damage, and you can also aim better for headshots that way. So definitely burst fire at longer ranges rather than just spraying. Right, so I hope these tips helped you. I think I'm going to do more than one of these a day, because I think the last video went down well and I think it helped quite a few people. And also there's quite a lot of tips. I think, try and get them out as quick as possible, because there's so much I can cover. Also gonna, I think, do it themed. So today was combat, the next one could be DarkZone or loot themed, so people can find them. And if that video hasn't got the tips they want, they can just look at the other videos. So anyway, remember to subscribe and hit that notification button to get notified every time a tip video goes up. And leave in the comments if there's any themes you'd like me to cover. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you in the Dark Zone.